Portland is a place that is very community-oriented. People that live here are really invested in making it a truly livable place for everyone.
Portland, it's full of really genuine people.
Each neighborhood has a distinct personality. A lot of times there's a big separation between the urban space and the natural space, but here they kind of like blend and coalesce. So not only are the neighborhoods different because the culture is different, but the environment itself is different too.
My name is Nikita Darianani. I'm the Climate and Energy Policy Manager at the Coalition of Communities of Color. Our goal is to make neighborhoods and communities better, healthier, and safer through community data.
The Coalition of Communities of Color builds cross-cultural collective power to transform systems and advance racial justice. My name is Kanya Masibi. I am the data manager. We all make community data all the time. Sometimes it's written, sometimes it's told. It's very story-based, and sometimes it also includes numbers too. But it's very siloed. Some people have information over here and some people have information over here, but these two pieces of information need to come together. So what we're building is a local community data ecosystem that holds community knowledge to drive climate and environmental advocacy forward. And in doing this, we're strengthening grassroots movements and ensuring that the stories and experiences of those most impacted shape policy.
We've been operating our systems through a dominant worldview for a long time, and we're seeing that start to crack, start to crumble, and we need new solutions and new voices and experiences to shape what our future systems can look like.
A community-centered data ecosystem is a tool made for communities, by communities.
The data ecosystem that we're creating helps us achieve our health equity goal by making the needs of our community very clearly known.
We're in the West Hills, where there's a ton of trees. It's very shady in this neighborhood. It is also wealthier, more affluent. In the summertime, tree cover and shade can help cool down neighborhoods when it's really hot. Temperatures in this neighborhood were 20 degrees cooler on a really hot day than on the other side of the city, where there are less trees, less shade, less greenery. Also more BIPOC folks, more low-income folks live in that neighborhood too. Your zip code, your income shouldn't dictate your health outcomes.
There are a lot of steps that go into creating data systems, from somebody sharing their experience to something that's presented to a decision maker.
Right now, the challenge is getting the people around the data ecosystem, understanding what is required to make the engine run. We're in Colonel Saunders Park at a local community garden. Community gardens is a great example of some of the desirable infrastructures that our community members are wanting in more neighborhoods. When you have a diversity of plants supporting each other's growth, you build a stronger garden. And in our data ecosystem, when you have a diversity of information available, you build a stronger Portland.
The other part of the challenge is at a community level is the manpower it takes to do this kind of work in a really organized way. There is a lot of power in numbers, and the more organizations that we have collectively putting information into this network, the more patterns we can see and the more that we can do. You can start seeing patterns and stories that are happening in different areas that didn't exist before.
If we did not have the level of trust that we have in Portland as an organization, this project would not go anywhere. So we're in the last little bit of year 2 of this project.
We've made so much progress. Year 2 felt like the ecosystem was much more within reach.
So we've learned a lot about working with our partners and a lot about where this project is going. This is not a linear process. In fact, it's quite cyclical.
As the momentum has picked up, so has people's excitement. People really want this tool.
The community partners that are a part of this project are already starting to share information.
So that's a whole new set of relationships and networks that have been built, which is really exciting to see. Just outside of the ecosystem where those new connections will lead.
Culture change in dominant institutions takes a long time.
My hope for the future is that communities and neighborhoods are working closely together to share what they've learned and what they're working on.
Learn more about our data system by visiting Coalition of Communities of Color's website.